read 3 times.
Yeah, we have not had a board meeting. We have a board meeting for
Besides, it's going to be read 3 times in the meeting.
all right, I don't have it.
I make a motion that it be read by the president.
Okay, that's fine. We have,
We need a second or anything?
in the bylaws, to make a change, members may have 5 signatures of Class A members to request to change the bylaws. And as John has pointed out, it must be read 3 times. The change they are asking for, basically, for some reason you type this in about 5-point type, which I don't generally have a problem with. But the request is to lower the age of members to age 18. That's
Right.
the request. And so I'm making that announcement now. This is the second reading, asking the members about, or telling the members that the request has been made.
This is the first.
It's the first.
That's
No, I've heard it before.
Yeah, it is the first
No, they
reading.
talked about it, but it wasn't written up and read.
You want me to read it to
okay.
us? This is
So it has,
Yeah.
was it on paper, in other words?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you read this? Can you see that?
To the membership of the Garrison Beach Property Owners Association. Dear fellow members, I truly believe that if our youth are able to die for our country and vote for a president at 18 years of age, they should be able to become a member, have a vote representing their family with the Garrison Beach Property Owners Association. To this end, I and 4 other Class A members submit the following change to our Constitution for approval. A change from Article 1, Section 3A and B. A member shall be limited to 2 persons to a household, the property owner and their spouse, or 1 other member of the immediate family who is at least 21 years of age, living within the boundaries of Garrison Beach Property Owners Association, Incorporated, as outlined in Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution of the Garrison Beach Property Owners Association. B members shall be limited to 2 members to the household over the age of 21, also living within the same boundaries. This is the change to Article 1, Section 3, A and B. A. Members shall be limited to 2 persons to a household, the property owner and their spouse, and 1 other member of the immediate family who is at least 18 years of age, living within the boundaries of Garrison Beach Property Owners Association, Incorporated, as outlined in Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution of the Garrison Beach Property Owners Association, Incorporated. B. Members shall be limited to 2 members to a household over the age of 18, also living within the same boundaries.
All right.
You've got the signed one. There's about 8 or 9 signatures on the.
Yeah, no, we have a sign.
Can I get that back?
We'll pass that
Back.
back to you. I'm going to review the bylaws again, but that, having worked on the bylaws, I know that that is correct. But is there any discussion from anyone based on having the membership lowered from 21 to 18? Jane?
I just have a question. Would that 18 apply to tenants? Because, some kids are renting houses.
18 is 18.
Tenants, though,
Tenants.
family members, it kind of reads for family members, doesn't it?
Right.
Yes.
It's family
Yeah,
member, right, John?
yeah,
It's not a
right.
tenant?
Right.
Not a tenant.
It's not
Class
a tenant,
A
Jane. Okay.
membership. Anybody have any?
So
Reverend Jane?
therefore, say the husband and the wife, and then the son, there'll be 3 in one
No.
family?
In other words, if the wife don't come, the son can come in place.
And he can vote as an A1
Yeah, if
member?
he's the one that's
Yes.
registered.
They have
If
to
he's
play
registered.
dues, too.
Well,
Yeah.
They have to pay
but
dues.
somebody, the title holder has to be the member. You can't just have an 18-year-old sign up.
Right.
Right.
So
It's gotta be a
if,
parent.
if a parent signs, is a member, they can send an 18-year-old to a meeting and vote.
That's-
Any 18-year-old that would attend the property owners meeting, I would think is serious, so I would have no argument with that.
Well, that's why I leave it open to discussion. We've had 2 meetings at which 4 to 6 young people attended, presented their side of the story, the case being, and the one case with ATVs. And I promised them I would research it, which I have done, and I've talked to our representatives, and they have looked into it. Lou Fiddler and I have discussed it, and there is no way to get legal use of the ATVs. The matter of the paintball, that is, as Lou mentioned tonight, he's looking into that. And there's a possibility of it. I had mentioned at a meeting, most of you were not here, that I was shocked when I went on to Camp Pendleton in California several years ago, and I'm driving through an area I thought I knew, and there was a whole section devoted to paintball, the use of paintballs. They've been doing it for years. They've been going over to Staten Island, to the old Willowbrook, until they were kicked out. Oddly enough, among us who are those who don't like war, a lot of these kids go on into the service. And you know, it gives them something to do. It's an outlet instead of punching, and it is safer than most people give credit to. That's all I can say about it. Joe, I'll give you the floor if you have something you'd like to add.
The paintball would not be done in Garrison Beach. So if you're afraid of walking the dog in the park, or kids coming up the avenue, or walking with your kids in the back, that's not where they're gonna be. We're not asking for paintball to be legalized here. We're not asking for a paintball field here. We're just asking for them to have a place somewhere. And the places that they're looking into, from what I understand, are places that are 15, 20 minutes from here, in a secluded area, and not owned by the park department.
Right.
That's what Lou said.
Yeah.
And I believe something like that could be worked out.
All right,
I
so,
mean,
so we've
I'm
addressed,
more than willing to donate any time, anything else that anybody wants in order to set this program up, you know? I just want to make sure that we've never had a bad incident down here with any of the kids, and I wouldn't want anything happening to any of the kids. If they could have a nice, safe place to play, that'd be great.
well, back to the point, which is, these are young people who took the time to come in. At that time, I had made copies of basic Robert's Rules, parliamentary procedure. I gave them to 1 or 2 of them, and they followed the procedure. You know, there's no question there are bad apples. It has always been that way. I mean, I've been in Garrison Beach for many years and away for many years, but it has always been that way. 10% almost everywhere. I talked to some kids today who were on ATVs. They were over at the ball field, and I went over to talk to them. 2 of them had been here at the meeting. They were not on ATVs, someone else was, the dirt bike, the quad, and I said, look, we're trying to help you guys. You've got to keep your end of the bargain, which you agreed to at the meeting, and that was not to go on the fields. We're not looking the other way if they're going through the streets. And besides, that is not a 311 call. That's a 911 call, a crime in progress. So if you see it, and you want to make the call, you make 911, not 311. But they were very polite. They said, no, we're not going to go on the field. Now, does that mean they are or not? We don't know. I mean, let's face it. We were all teenagers at one time. So we've discussed the matter of the 18. No one seems to have any objection. It will be read 2 more times. Janet?
I think, my personal opinion is they're not mature enough at 18. And if they come with the title holder, I have no objection to that, that the title holder knows what they are saying and voting on at a meeting. Because in reality,